Scott Stutman.
I'm Ashley Cole. It's also peach season.
Oh, very much. All the signs on all the farms say peaches now. Come pick them. Come grab them.
I think a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of wonderful, beautiful local peaches right here in the valley.
But here's the thing. The downside is that the season is very short. There's a small peak for peaches, and then it's apple season, and then it's wintertime.
It sure is. Then it's time for snowmen. But first, we're talking about peaches. So it's short, but it's sweet. So, you ever wondered how to take the pit out of the peach?
Oh, so many questions on peach related. I can't peel peaches.
How to peel peaches, how to poach peaches. Well, here to answer our questions is personal chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. Chef Bill, so nice to have you here. So we're going to have a peachy time in the
We are
kitchen.
going to have a peachy grand old time, and you're right, it's a short peach season. We've been so lucky this year that it's been such a great growing season, and the peaches have come in just beautifully this year. So we've got local peaches and all kinds of great things to do with peaches.
Perfect.
And actually one of the first things you asked about, and I'm going to be covering how to peel a peach later, but a lot of times just to take the pit out or to make slices out of a peach, because sometimes the peach can put up a fight. And so one of the things I like to do is how to peel, take the pit out, and this may or may not work, which is why there's always a plan B. Because the basic way for a perfectly ripe, juicy peach, and it works 99.2% of the time, is cut it in half like I just did, give it a twist,
kind of like an avocado,
and it comes apart.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, but that kind of, you feel it put up a little bit of fight, you hear it go snap, so it's not the complete perfect ripeness. So rather than just try and pop the pit out, which often happens with a peach, is I'm now going to take the knife, and I'm going to cut down this way very carefully.
And because it's more like a rock in there, you can't, like you do with an avocado, you can't just chop the knife in there to grab it.
Exactly, because with an avocado, there is some give to that pit. But with this, you'll definitely dull your knife and probably bounce off and end up knifing somebody.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anybody.
That'll ruin the whole evening. So, and especially you've got such an evening of great food coming up with all of these peach recipes.
Exactly.
The thing about peaches is you could have peach in every part of the meal. You get a peach soup, peach appetizer. We're going to start with a Caprese type of salad with peaches.
I hope your guests like peaches, or
They're
else they're going to be very unhappy.
Or they're sending out for pizza, and put peaches on the pizza and really surprise them. And also, obviously, peaches for dessert. So there's so many possibilities. So now I'm going to start with, it's a southern version of a Caprese salad, especially up here with tomatoes being all over the place. You're just saying how your mom's garden is overflowing with tomatoes.
Oh, and my mom and my dad's.
And
I
your
don't want to offend my dad.
No.
He works hard too at the garden.
And
Shot, Dad.
both of your parents in their garden. So what happens is we're used to a tomato and mozzarella salad, which is a classic. It's lovely. But how about if we give a little twist on that, especially as peaches are so identified with the southern part of the country, especially with Georgia. So putting, instead of tomatoes, going with peaches. We've got the fresh mozzarella, but also instead of going with a balsamic vinaigrette, which is just terrific, or just balsamic, we've got here, I'm just about to finish, a lime vinaigrette. The reason being is the peaches can be so sweet, it gives a nice little counterpoint, a little tartness, as well as a little bit of sweetness to it. So it's just a great way to do the salad. So now you can cut these any way you want to do it. So I've already got the slices like this, and just do a few slices up that way. Now, what if you go to cut the peach like I did before to take the pit out, and it puts up such a complete fight you can't do that, and that sometimes happens. Another thing you can do is just slice down just like that.
Okay,
and that way you can kind of go around all four corners. You don't think of something round as having a corners, but all four sides, and you can get your slices that way.
But then you might run into the problem that the pit gets in the way, and then you don't have a perfect slice. So if you can, it's easier to cut it the first way you didn't get the pit out.
Exactly, because that's the thing, especially if you want to do this another time of the year when the peaches aren't as perfect as they are now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just by arranging this, and just as you would with a tomato caprese salad, is I'm just going to put the peaches, and put the mozzarella around this.
So pretty.
Now what you can also do is, this is called a composed salad, where I'm arranging it this way. And if you were to take, do the salad but kind of throw it all in a bowl, mix it up, you can do that as well. You don't have to do this as a composed salad. And by the way, as a quiz, Seth, just because if it's not a composed salad, doesn't mean it's decomposed. It means something else completely different. So you just want to be aware of that. Don't try and use that at a party.
Okay, good. So here's my decomposed salad.
Decomposed salad.
Then people will definitely order that pizza you're talking
Exactly.
about.
I think it'll be pizza night. So now I've still got the damp piece of paper towel here, only because as I pour in the oil slowly, I've got all the ingredients except the oil in, I can pour and whisk.
You always whisk in the oil, too. That's important.
Oil always goes in last, because this way, if you just throw it all in together, it's going to separate immediately.
It smells the lime?
Well,
oh
the
my
lime-
gosh, it smells so good.
And what really brings this out is the lime zest, and that's what. So you've got the acidic part from the lime juice.
You know what I was
now,
thinking about the other day? You have a lime, you use the inside of the lime, you use a little bit of the lime zest. Can you preserve the rest of your lime zest? Because you have a whole lime's worth of zest.
I believe it or not, I always tend to throw it all in because I just love the flavor. But sure, you can. You can dry it because you can buy dried zest.
Really?
Or you can freeze it and have it that way. But sure, you can dry it that way. Now, here's what we need to do is test it because we might want to see if we need a little more oil or I should say a little more lime or a little more sweetness.
And Chef Bill, we're just about out of time. How do we finish up this salad?
The salad is very simple. Just drizzle a little bit over this.
That's so good.
And zing.
And
yeah,
so
give me a little whew.
it's got the zing. And
the zang.
And so now you can just put a little garnish on here of some fresh basil, just like the traditional one, and you're all set to go to serve your caprese salad.
Yes, please.
That looks good.
No
Now-
pizza for me.
Later, we're going to make crostinis and a sauce for ice cream, right?
That's right. We're going to do an appetizer with crostini and the peaches and the sauce. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Chef Bill. You know,